Mary Jo, I don't know whose bright idea it was to have Todd pick his Derby horse before the rest of us. Let's let the guy who does this 365 days a year pick, and then the rest of us will have to essentially pick against that. So with that, Todd, you've talked about this horse today. I think we know where you're going, but...
Yeah, how insightful am I with all my knowledge? I'm going to pick the favorite Union Rags.
Guys, you know, on the backside of Churchill Downs, there's a belief that such a thing they call Derby fever actually exists, and they think the connections for Triniberg, and they means maybe the majority of the others back there, the horsemen here, think they have Derby fever, because why else would you enter this sprinter Triniberg in the Kentucky Derby? Like you said, he's never gone more than 7 furlongs. Well, their answer's simple. They think their horse can win. What we do know is that his presence alone could really shape this race.
I'm 100% he's going to win.
The Parboos drove this horse 16 hours from Miami to Louisville. Last time we saw something like that, Chip Woolley driving 21 hours from New Mexico to Louisville with Mind That Bird. And hey, we know how that worked out, Kevin and Nancy. Let's take a look at how they paid the 7th race at Churchill Downs as we get ready for the 138th running of the Kentucky Derby. Shackelford, there's a name you know if you've paid attention to the Derby Trail in past years. 560, 320, 240. Amazombi, 320 and 240. And Gantry, 420. That's the 7th today at Churchill Downs. Of course, we are talking about the 11th at Churchill Downs today. That is the 138th running of the Kentucky Derby. I am Brent Carney. All right, look at Liaison. That's another Bob Baffert horse starting on the outside today. 54-1 in December. Everybody loved him for this race. Since then, a couple flops, and now he's 54-1. I'll have another done a lot better on the West Coast. He was a horse that was bought for $32,000 as a 2-year-old. Now he goes off 13-1. Just shows how much things can change in 1 year, and the odds will change all day long, and we, of course, will keep you updated as they do. Chris and Nicole, back to you. Perhaps no horse in this field has had a more dramatic path to get here than Alpha. Its ownership group, Godolphin Stables from Dubai, well, they couldn't decide on a prep race. Then they dragged their feet on whether he was going to be in today's race. Then they dragged their feet on shipping him here. Then they couldn't decide on a jockey. Okay, now all of that is settled, so now the question is, what's the horse got now that it's actually heading to the starting gate? A winner of 2 of his last 3, Alpha nearly gave fellow Derby horse gemologist his first loss last time out in the Wood.
They're coming down to the line. It is Alpha who surges. Gemologist comes right back at him, and he has the heart to win the Wood Memorial.
But Alpha came out of that race with cuts on his shin that later became infected. Trainer and Lexington native Kieran McLaughlin says now he's never been better. But the uncertainty did briefly halt his training and delayed his arrival in Louisville. So can Alpha deliver the ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, his long-coveted Kentucky Derby win? Unlike previous years, the Sheikh kept this horse in the States to take a more traditional path to the Derby. The son of Bernardini has the pedigree, running style, and speed, but with all it's been through, will it be in top form?
Hopefully the bad gait issues are behind us and the bleeding's behind us, and hopefully all goes well. He seems to be a different horseman.
Mentions gait issues. That's been another reoccurring problem with Alpha. He was in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile here at Churchill Downs last year against a lot of the same horses he'll see today. He finished 11th in that race out of 13, and it was mostly because he just had a terrible start. So they've schooled him on the starting gate this week, but it's a concern because obviously in front of this many people and with 19 other horses piling into the starting gate, Alan and Mary Jo, that's just one more thing to keep an eye on. So if Alpha is your horse today, watch how he breaks, because that's going to be especially important to him.
Yeah, Karen, good morning. You feeling lucky, my friend?
I hope so. You feel good early.
Yeah.
The hardest part, I think, especially this year with so many quality horses, is just picking one. But right now, everyone feels like they know the winner.
Well, as you say, that Steve Asmussen, who's got 2 horses in the field, and one you like. I know Daddy knows best, which I should like because of my big nose.
And because you're a dad.
Yeah, and that's
but mostly
true.
because of your nose.
Yeah, and which means if he wins, I won't pick
But not at all because you know best.
That we know. He said, and he's a really good handicapper, he said after the race, he's going to be fascinating to look at the chart because this is that tough of a race to pick. And when he says that, it makes somebody like me say, you know what, I respect that because he doesn't normally say that kind of thing.
Yeah, last year it was a hard race to pick because maybe there wasn't a great horse in it. This year, I think there's definitely a great horse in it. It's which horse is that great one. So let's go ahead and look at those odds for how they're stacking up right now. A 20-horse field heading to the gate for Kentucky Derby 138. You see Daddy Longlegs coming in From abroad, starting on the rail, a spot no one likes to take. Take Charge Indy in the 3-hole. Calvin Burrell trying to win his 4th Kentucky Derby. The Union Rags, your second choice at 5-1 right now. In the closer in Bluegrass, stakes winner Dullinham or Doolinham, depends on how you want to say it, at 9-1.
Can't leave out Bodemeister. Doesn't matter that a horse hasn't won without racing at 2 since 1882. This horse can fly. Even Baffer said it's a fast horse. Rousey Sermon from California, bred in Idaho, second Idaho horse ever at the Derby, is a closer. Creative Cause has never been more than a length from the winner. Triniberg, that's the horse that's going straight to the front, the Rabbit, and Daddy Knows Best, a horse that Brent is thinking about betting on.
And its odds will be at 30-1 the next time we look at him because of that piece of information. Look at Prospective at 60-1, the winner of the Tampa Bay Derby, but 6th in the Bluegrass Stakes his last time out. Went the day well. Do you believe in history repeating itself? Grand Motion, Johnny Velasquez, the whole group back from last year. 27-1, a nice price for that one. And as we move through to the last 5 in the field.
Done talking. It's a great story. Hamilton Smith said, I never thought I'd get here. He's 67 years old. His brother breaks Doulahan and all the horses for Dale Romans. It's a lovely story, and Liaison at 58-1. So that's the field right now. You know the odds will change. Chris and Nicole, let's go back to you.
Welcome back to Kentucky Derby 138 here at Churchill Downs in Louisville. We are continuing to go horse by horse to get you familiar with all 20 horses running in today's Kentucky Derby. So let's take a look now at Creative Cause, a horse that's hit the board in all 8 of his lifetime starts. But does he have what it takes to win today? Creative Cause lost by a nose in the Santa Anita Derby the last time out.
I'll have another's in front. Creative Cause, they hit it together. I'll have another.
And that's a finish that trainer Mike Harrington has seen before. Creative Cause only has 1 win in his last 4 starts. That was in the San Felipe Derby.
Creative Cause, Bodemeister. Creative Cause has won the San Felipe. Bodemeister.
But he's never lost by more than a length, including at Churchill Downs on a track wet in spots for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
I'm not making excuses. I got outrun, but I don't think it was a even fair track that day.
The questions with Creative Cause center on his maturity. This is a horse that's been temperamental, and he has a history of wandering in the backstretch.
Shifting around pretty badly.
The blinkers will stay off today as they were in the Santa Anita Derby when he looked to be improving. Joel Rosario is in the irons.
He's a fast, consistent horse and very tractable. And the fact that you can put him any place you want to makes him a good horse.
This is a horse that clearly is still figuring it out, but if it all comes together today, boy, watch out. Kevin and Nancy, back to you.